when it's my time, I know you'll tailor a new suit for me and buy a new tie, so I look this good. Boy, you were right. You said only the good ones die young. Never in my life did I look this good. Everyone, welcome to my funeral. Everyone I know better be wasted. You know I would pour one up, 'cause the way I lived it was amazing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All of my friends are in the room. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Party for me, I'd party too. You're all on my tab. Bartenders, pour out the whiskeys on me, and don't be so sad, 'cause I lived this good. We're all closer, now it's over, but it doesn't mean it's closure. I see you and I love you. I'll be watching out above you. Everyone, welcome to my funeral. Everyone I know better be wasted. You know I would pour one up, 'cause the way I lived it was amazing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All of my friends are in the room. Ooh, ooh. Party for me, I'd party too. Ooh, ooh. All of my friends are in the room. Ooh, ooh. Party for me, I'd party too. Everyone, welcome to my funeral. Everyone I know better be wasted. You know I would pour one up, 'cause the way I lived it was amazing. Welcome to my funeral. Everyone I know better be wasted. You know I would pour one up, 'cause the way I lived it was amazing. Welcome to my funeral. Everyone I know better be wasted. You know I would pour one up, 'cause the way I lived it was amazing. So welcome to my funeral. Welcome to my funeral. Please sit. He te whānau, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Welcome. Welcome to the service to celebrate Ned's life. My name is May Croft and I'm an Anglican priest, and I've known Ned's grandma Jackie
and Ned's family for quite a long time now. And it's an absolute honour to be able to help bring this very special service together for Ned. As we gather to say goodbye to one we love, we do think of others who we've farewelled over the years, family members who link one generation with another and who watch over us in another way of being. And it is comforting to think that Ned is among them now. But I want us to just take a few moments silence to remember those who have gone before. We just take some moments silence. On Ned's casket today, there are plants that Ned helped grow. He planted them with Jenny Tucker and she put them together. Among those is a kowhai that doesn't flower at this time of the year, but it's flowering. The strange but a wonderful thing that kowhai is there among the flowers in memory of Ned. I know that, like me, you would have all been totally shocked to hear of Ned's sudden death, and it's hard to get your head around that, and that he's gone. It is just absolutely devastating to lose Ned at such a young age and under such tragic circumstances. No time to prepare yourself for this, and no time to say goodbye. Absolutely nobody expects to lose a child or a grandchild before they go themselves, and it's just not how things are meant to be, and it doesn't seem fair, and yet this has happened, and we can't turn back the clock. Life goes on, but it will go on without Ned among us, and there won't be a single day that passes without his whānau thinking of him, what he would have been said, what he would have been doing. He was warm and likeable and a real people person, and he will be hugely missed. But today, we've come to step out of our sorrow just for a while we allow ourselves to celebrate Ned's life, a young life cut short. It is a huge tribute to Ned that so many of you have come to pay your respects and support his family. Following the service, Ned's family invite you to travel with them to the Greytown Cemetery for his burial, and then to come back here to the Working Men's Club with them to continue to tell the stories and support one another in another kind of way. And so we've come today to give thanks and to celebrate Ned's life, a much loved child of Fiona and Mike, a brother, a grandson, an uncle, and a good friend to many. This is probably exactly how Ned would have wanted it to be if he had to go. He would have wanted an occasion surrounded by his family and friends. And we've come also to commend Ned to God's care, to support his family that he loved, and to share with them our sympathy and love. So as we begin, I'd like to share a prayer for us all. Let us pray. God, our comforter, you are a refuge and a strength for us, a helper close at hand when we are distressed. In the silence of this place, help us to draw strength from each other and from you. May the beauty of life and the good that surrounds us give us hope and take away our fears and show us love that is stronger than death. May your Spirit lift us above our sorrow to the peace and light of your constant love. Amen. I know that you all come with your own memories of Ned, those things that you saw in him and shared with him, and you will carry those with you long after today. So we're going to do our best now to gather up some of those stories and paint a picture of who Ned was. We're going to hear from friends first, and then from Ned's family. So to begin the storytelling and the tributes to Ned, we ask Brian and Jenny Tucker to come.
Well, it's an honour to speak on behalf of Jenny and I, and just offer our condolences to Mike and Fiona and the wider family of this sad loss of Ned. As a young chap, Ned came to and worked on our farm, mainly tractor driving and mechanical repairs on our farm gear. We found him very conscientious and tidy, particularly in the workshop. He had everything in order and clean, and floors swept, and everything was on its place. And often he used his own initiative doing things around the farm and to get things done. He was a very hard worker, and one day I was showing him, Ned, how to heavy roll a paddock, and I was in the driver's seat and towing this roller around the first paddock, and I told him just be careful of watching the fence posts on the first round, that you don't hit them. And lo and behold, I hit one myself and broke it off. And I gave him control, and he did several paddocks without any issue. Not that I noticed anyhow. But when he got back to the workshop, he was very keen to tell the other staff members of my episode breaking the post, and I was to remind him this is what not to do. So that was one thing. Ned was, I'll just put my glass on, sorry. Ned was a joy to have around and was never short of having something to say. He often told us about what he was doing at home, and seemed to be doing a bit of wheeling and dealing of things, which he enjoyed. He was never afraid of putting long hours in the day to get the jobs done. And he was very, very respectful of people, and a great respect of his grandmother Mary and John. And at times, after a long day's work for us, he would go home and go to John and Mary's and cart hay into the late hours of the night. And then he worked us for some time, and then one day he came to us and said to me, I've got some bad news and some good news. The bad news that he was leaving me, and the good news that he was going to Tulloch's Farm Machines in the parts department there. And it was sad to see Ned go, because he did well, but I wished him well in his new job. And we often called into Tulloch's and saw him there. He looked as though he was fitted in well there and doing his job well. He often called into our place at home to tell us what he was doing, and which we enjoyed hearing what he was up to. And he came back again and worked for us a brief time after he left Tulloch's and other jobs, but then he left us after a short spell, and he went on to do other things. But we've got pleasant memories of Ned, and it's sad that his life has ended so young, and just God bless you, Ned. I'll just pass over to Jenny now with what she has to say and how she helped us around the house.
Well, I'm sorry, Ned. I've got no notes. So mine's got to come straight from my heart and my memories of our friendship. So Brian would sometimes let Ned come round to help me, and we managed to plant our beautiful native borders, and he was so meticulous. And he'd do all that hard digging. I'd place the plants around, and we so enjoyed planting those together. And he'd often say to me, "Gee, our plants are doing well, gee, they're thriving." And it's just so lovely to be able to go and pick those plants from our border and find that kauai tree. That was so special. He would sit with us for lunch, and out would come his tin of tuna every day. We didn't really like the smell of tuna much, but he had that every time I can remember him having lunch. It was a tin of tuna. And yes, John and Mary, he loved to talk about what he'd been doing with John, carting hay and pottering in your shed, John. And Fiona, I loved it when I used to catch up with you and you'd fill me in on Ned. I was always wondering whenever I saw Fiona, but I haven't seen you for a while, Fiona. Anyway, I believe he had a very mature head on his shoulders. He was always honest, sort of, when he would talk about himself, and if he had difficulties, he'd sort of share them. And I just think we were good mates whenever we caught up. So God bless you, Ned.
And we're to hear now from Mark Pye and Ewan Harris.
Hey everybody, I'm Mark. This is Ewan. Ned was family, friend. I'm speaking on behalf of me and my wife, Tash. My boy from Germany sends his love to you guys. Sorry he couldn't be here. My boy Brennan sends his love. Couldn't be here. I got a little bit written down. It's hard to see him laying there. About 10 years ago, our daughter come home from school with a blonde, curly haired boy, blonde curly haired boy named Ned. It didn't take long before their friendship turned to young romance. Ned started wagging school and wouldn't listen to his parents. So Tash and I offered for Ned to come and stay with us on the conditions he went to school every day. And guess what? He did. Well, most of the time anyway. Ned fitted into our family like a glove. He was hard working and was always willing to help out around the house. He was one of the best. We have many good memories with Ned that we'll cherish. Oh, what's that? We have good memories that will be with us always. Ned will never stop. Ned, we will never stop showing Kaylee photos and videos of you. You were her bestie. You'll never be forgotten. You will live in our hearts forever. We love you, kid. Rest in peace, mate. Got lots of stories about Ned. I don't feel right at this time I'll be able to say anything. But our home was always open to Ned. It was his house. And one day we will see you again. Love you, buddy.
Yep, Ned. Everyone knew him from the smile. Didn't matter what day it was, if you're down, having a bad day, or even if he was having a bad day, he knew how to change everyone's way of laughter. It'd make you almost cry from laughing to the point that your stomach would just turn inside out. So you just had to say to him, stop it, go away. But the day that I met him was the day that Mark and Tasha opened up the doors to their house, and he basically come in and he ruled that place pretty much. He said, it's my place. He had that blonde curly head, and I was thinking, where did he come from? And I knew he was trouble that day, and to the point that I know that I knew that he was going to be like a little brother to me. One of our trips away to Napier, we were driving along around town and we came across these push bikes. And straight away when I parked up, I said, I shouldn't have parked here, because I knew that he was looking for trouble on these bikes. And yep, he went and hired these bikes for us. And he couldn't get us just a normal push bike, it had to be tandem. And I was like, sweet, we had 2 tandem bikes, 1 single bike, eh? And I was like, sweet, I'm going to take the single bike. No, Ned didn't have a bar of that. You're on the back. And I was like, geez. I was thinking at that time, this is a kid that just, anything that had wheels, it was made to go fast. So we started going down this concrete path that goes right down the waterfront there. And I remember looking down and seeing the gears just crunching. And I said to him, man, it's like a car, you got to allow that clutch to work and allow it to smooth change. No, it's high performance machine, mate. So we're cruising along down there, and I looked over the side there and I seen a skate park. And I said, I hope he hadn't seen that. Before we knew it, there was a few jumps. Bike did not like us at all. I managed to put a bit of weight to the side to get us out of there, and then I looked up in front and here's this big water fountain. So we got rather drenched, and we were push biking away from there back to the shop, and I remember looking down again and basically over my shoulder, and I could just see all the chain, the gears, everything just coming out the back. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think this shop's going to be very happy with us. But we got back there, and Tash was on the little bike behind us, and she had a handful of just cogs, chains, you name it, that you didn't even think you could brake on a bike. And we handed it back to the shopkeeper there, and I was thinking at the time, I was like, I'm glad this ain't on my Visa card, man. Like, I think we're buying the bike. And he had that cheeky grin of just like, hey man, I don't know what's wrong with your bike. It doesn't seem to push very well. It seems like there's parts missing, and I think it needs a good service. And the guy out there, he didn't know what to say. He was just basically like, okay, and we walked away. It was like, how did that happen? And It was just a day I'll never forget. A lot of memories. You was a little brother to me, and I'll miss you. Love you, bro.
And now Joe Smith.
So I'm Joe, I'm one of his many aunties. I'm the anal retentive one, which is why I was asked, hence the laminated speech. And I'm quite impressed that I can see over this, because Ned would have fixed this sort of shit for me. Just reflecting on the last week, it's funny how the family always wanted an older brother, our lot. And it's been clear when we look back that Ned really filled that space for us in more ways than one. And better yet, thanks Fiona, I didn't have to give birth to him. Ned has meant so much to our family, but I wanted to say thank you, Ned, for taking Fergus under your wing and letting him sit with the big kids on the bus. He was cool. Thank you for holding up checkout at Fresh Choice so you could give Bridget chocolate and laughter to help her get through the day. Thank you for being all Mr. Conservative and telling Megan when she thought she was dressed inappropriately and to go get some clothes on. It meant I didn't have to. I want to say thank you for all the time and the love that you gave unreservedly to Ivan. And thank you for the hugs you unreservedly gave someone who hates but needs hugs. And also for the last cigarette I ever had. And I don't smoke, so go figure, but that was Ned. And letting me know when I needed to get more groceries because my pantry looked a bit sad. Ned, I don't know how to give you the best I have, as you so easily did for others. So please accept this poem I wrote for you. Keep your comments to yourself. I know I'm no Lord Tennyson. This is the poem I've done for Ned. Across the heavens we catch a glimpse of the lad most cherished forever. Can you feel our love from over there where you start your next adventure? I recall you sniffing your shoes, ooh gross, in the car, which stopped the little girls from crying after the trip that felt so far. It's the laughter and the play that creates a bond so strong. The rhythm of this joy, you made us all so strong. Will you still say, I'll help you, Auntie Jo, with a hug that says, I'm about to take charge. Ned, the human hurricane, sorting problems small and large. Is there water nearby to zip across, your pants nearly falling down? You and Fergus got your revenge swiftly then when you tumbled Uncle Ivan all around. Do you remember the pirate party, or in bed with Auntie having our early morning chats, joining the girls in your sparkly fairy dress? Opinions of others, you couldn't have cared less. A word, a smile, a moment from those you hold so dear. We see a glimpse of Neddy boy and know that you are near. Today we raise the parting glass to send you on your way. And when we see you once again, don't be scared. It's a new adventure, I'm sure is what you will say. Thank you.
And Alexis Gates. That was easy to get it.
It's an honour to be able to speak today. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Alexis, Ned's ex-sister-in-law. But forever, he will be a brother in my heart. Most of us remember Ned as outspoken, mischievous, generous, humorous, witty, big smile, spontaneous, outgoing, and a beautiful old soul with a twinkle in his eye was young Ned. You made a good one, Fiona and Mike. Ned would talk to anyone and everyone, and he didn't take life too seriously. My first memory of Ned was when he was about 6, and he had a small two-wheeler motorbike. all of the boys and Ned would all go riding out at Lake Wairarapa. And Ned would be hooning around on this little two-wheeler that had an ice cream container lit as the number plate on the front. He would be flat-tack, looking back, smiling from ear to ear, looking to see if anyone was watching him. And we would often do trips to the Featherston dump to dump rubbish off, and Ned would be in the pile of rubbish finding treasures. Ned always found something of use. Ned had pet goldfish, and Fiona had told him he needed to clean the tank. After asking him several times, I saw Ned with his hands in the tank cleaning it with Genola wet wipes. There were no fish left the following week. They didn't survive the fish tank cleaning. As Ned got older, he got more interested in girls, and Ned would often hang out with the girls and I. One day, we were at my parents' place with one of my college friends. I said to Ned, "Whatever you do not go in the bathroom. My friend's in there having a shower." Not long after that, I heard the bathroom door open. Ned had his head in there having a perv at my friend Jovina. He answered, oh, sorry, and played dumb. My fondest memory I have of us together was an afternoon spent at Nana Mary and John's farm. Dan took us out there to test ride his bonnet he had set up. It was an old bench seat of a van mounted on a bonnet. Ned and I were silly enough to be the first to ride it. We wore overalls and Dan towed us around at the back of his ute. After being towed around a few paddocks, Ned and I were covered from head to toe in grass, mud and other stuff, laughing at the state of each other. I've heard the bonnet has had a few safety modifications since then. Ned, until we go bonnet riding again, my friend, thanks for the great memories.
And Poppy Miller.
Hi everybody. I first off just want to say thank you to everybody for coming to remember and honour Ned's life. I'm Poppy, one of Ned's oldest friends. We were born just over a month apart and spent lots of our childhood together, from making potions in Mum's bathroom with all of her herbs and spices, to having joint parties at the Phillips' house, to being my first kiss. I'm so glad that I knew you, Ned. The older we got, the less time we spent together, but we never questioned our friendship. Our roots will always be tangled, and I'm forever grateful for that. Saying goodbye to you is so painful, but I'd rather live in a world where I knew you and lost you than had not known you at all. When I look around this room, I see a lot of pain and sadness, but it's love that I see the most. There is so much love here, so much love for Ned and the impact that he had on everyone's lives. Ned was kind and compassionate and caring. He had the best smile and gave the best hugs. His energy was contagious, and he gave so much of himself to every person he met. Fiona, Mike, Dan, Tash, Adam, Nikki, Sarah and Sam. It takes great strength to wake up every morning and consciously step back into a world when Ned is not here. I just want you to remember that on the days where you find yourself missing Ned the most, remember how we loved you. In the days where grief shows up in the middle of the grocery aisle, in a song that plays on the radio, or in a whiff of a scent you get years after he's gone, Remember how we loved you. Remember how we loved you, and give yourself that same love. On the days that you miss him the most, love yourself harder. Love yourself as he loved you. During this time, we tend to think about what happens after death, after someone has left this earth. For me, I believe that when we are ready, we come back to this world in some shape or form. I hope for you guys that you come back the same as Ned. Whether it's a stone in a riverbed or sunflowers in the same field, I hope you come back as whatever Ned is. Ned, I feel that right now you're still with us. You're the sunlight on our faces, the fantail that flies into the kitchen, the laughter as we reminisce. I know you're listening, so we will keep talking to you, and we will spend a lifetime missing you. Thank you for being you, Neddy. I love you so much.
And now Gavin and Shane Johnson.
I'm Gavin, it's Ned's uncle. First off, apologies for Michael, one of my sons who's in Australia, couldn't be here. He's just written a few notes. Life is a fragile thing, filled with vibrance and joy, sadness and fear, opportunities and setbacks. My memories of Ned predominantly revolve around our childhood. Even as a young boy, his humour had a mature edge, often cheeky and always getting him into trouble. But it never failed to surprise us and add laughter to our days. It was clear he had older brothers to learn from. One memory that stands out was when I was walking home with a girl. Ned in his teens rode by on his bike under the gorgeous Featherston weather and greeted us in his usual way. "Hey Dick!" Followed by a barrage of hormonally driven questions. It caught me off guard, but he spoke with such conviction that it felt natural no matter who was around. Ned never had any trouble breaking the ice. His demeanour often seemed like that of somebody with absolute resolve and too much courage. I imagine that over the years, this characteristic softened a bit for Mike and Fiona's sake. Fiona, Mike, Daniel, Adam, and Sarah. I can't express the pain you must be feeling. I only hope that in time it eases enough for you to carry on. And my words, it will. Little by little, you'll find a place to hold them. The sun will always come up. Ned, you will always live in our memories, in the feelings and experiences we shared. I love you. Rest easy, brother. And Daniel has a couple of memories of his own. He says that Daniel helped me often. Ned helped me often. He was, as he helped others when they needed help. And he felt that they had a bit of a bond, that Daniel helped Ned feel better sometimes when he was down. Daniel also remembers fondly playing around on Ned's little sleep out some years ago, as well as an occasion where Ned was towing him around the paddocks on his quad bike, towing his. Daniel used to have a little push trike, so he was pulling him around on that. God forbid. The thing that Daniel remembers most about Ned was that he was always happy. He always had a smile. He would always try to console you when we go through our own trials and tribulations. That perhaps was his greatest strength. So I sure as hell know it wasn't lighting fires. We have a pretend farm, and young Ned came up to help us for a few days. He worked really well when you could get him out of bed. But we had a lot of garbage to burn away, a lot of green fronds and things. Try as we might, we just could not get that fire going, but he just didn't want to give up on that one. So, helpful, smiling, caring, frustrating. Godspeed, Ned.
Good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who know me, I apologise. Those of you who don't, I'll apologise later. My name's Shane. I'm Gavin's eldest son. I'm Jackie's eldest grandson. And I was honoured to call Ned my cousin. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody, friends and family, who have come up, pulled together, helped out, and filled the house with laughter and stories. Who have shared those stories and the silences. It is you who have kept this tragedy from turning into a living hell. What you have done over the last few days will never be forgotten. Phillips family are truly blessed to have such a loving community support them and surround them in this time. This afternoon we're already going to be filled with so many stories of Ned, his smiles and antics. So I just wanted to share this little space with something that made him feel like he's not so far away. One of the greatest tragedies in life is that you will always be loved more than you will ever know. Someone in your class finds your presence inviting and warm, even if you've only exchanged a few words with them, or maybe none at all. Someone in the street loves your smile and it brightens their path for the next few blocks. Someone you used to be friends with still wishes to fondly call your name. Even someone you were friends with many years ago would give anything to be in the room with you again. Someone who regularly comes into work is disappointed when you're not there to brighten their day. Someone missed you today. Someone noticed you were gone. Someone loves you when you're there. Someone loves you when you're nowhere to be found at all. You may always think you've disappeared when you're not in the picture, but Ned, you've never left the frame. I always love you, my man. Goodbye, Ned.
Now it's time to hear from the family, the close family. Do you want to come up together?
That.
just like to say thank you to everyone that's here, that's travelled far and wide to spend this time with our family. I've got a few things here that Mum and Dad have written down, so bear with me. He came into this world as an old soul on the 14th of July 98. At just after 11 AM, he had the voice on him like a stereo on steroids. We brought him home to Bethune Street, where he spent the next 12 years of his life. He was loved instantly by his brother Dan, Adam, and adored him, and still do. 5 years later, the Phillips Princess Sarah, was born. She was the apple of Ned's eyes, and he promised her the world. The four of them become best of friends and never left each other's side, ever. The family of 6 was complete. Ned went off to Kahutara School for a period of 4 years, then leaving to attend St. Teresa's and finished primary school at Greytown Primary. When we moved to rural Greytown, he didn't much like school, but he did his time because he had to. Once we moved to the farm, Ned was in his element. He was free and full of mischief. He went off to Kiranui College, but that was short-lived after he held the school accountable for the lack of toilets for students. He advocated for them. There was no hot water and not enough toilets. Not long after that, he left and went to Chanel. School was not for Ned. It was a struggle, but he persisted. His parents, persisted to appease his parents. The last days couldn't come soon enough. Ned was always a hard worker. During his high school years, he worked part-time here at the Workmen's Club, as well as the Martinborough Hotel and at Brackenridge. He was never shy of hard work. Ned was known for reinventing himself many times over, from his first full-time position at Scott's Ag, Brian Tucker's at the Piggery, Tulloch's at customer service, which he thrived at. We all know Ned could sell ice to an Eskimo. OMS was the next as a hose doctor, and then he went off logging. Ned then decided to go out on his own, adventure with house pros, and finally working with his uncle Ivan at Ace Laminates. Ned could turn his hand at anything. He was an inventor by nature, was OCD, and a great cook. Ned touched so many people in different facts of his life. He related to all sorts of people, finding the good in everyone. He always found them common interests to secure the newfound relationships and friendships. Those who were touched by him always felt important in his life. He made everyone feel special. The smile was infectious, and the memory that he will always cherish and hold close to our hearts. A family of 6 soon turned into much more, with the additions of sister-in-laws and a brother-in-law. He found a new purpose in his life with the arrival of his 3 nephews. They were so very important to him, and he loved them unconditionally. Everyone knew Ned's mind was one that was one on fire. He lived his life flat out, whether in a car or sleeping. there was very little rest for Ned. It is so hard to sum up our son's life as he lived so many lives in his very short time of 25 years. Our son will be missed but never forgotten. Our hearts are broken, but we know he is now at peace. Till we meet again, Noodles, we love you.
Firstly, I just wanted to thank everyone that has travelled to come be with us today, and as well as everyone else that was involved in helping our family through these heartbreaking times. We're so overwhelmed with the love and support that we've received from everyone. It's boldly apparent how many people's lives were touched by Ned. Nedley, my little brother. Where do I start? All the way, thick and thin, ups and downs, you were there. I just want to thank you for being the best little brother anyone could have ever asked for. You're such a giving person. Your smile would light up a dark room. So intelligent, so loving, and so caring. He was the best uncle. My boy Bodes loves him so much. Whenever you walked through the front door, you would light up the room, and Bodie adored you, bro. I'll remind him every day that you love him, and we will forever cherish those special memories. I am so grateful for you, my bro. You never let me down. I know I could lean on you for anything, and I could trust you with everything. Just one example of this. My partner Nicole was home while I was away with work, and for some reason our house alarm went off at about 1 a.m. Nicole woke up freaking out. We hadn't been there that long, we just sort of moved in. So she called Ned, and within 2 minutes he was there and he'd sorted the alarm, and then assured Nicole that he would stay here until that he would stay with her until I got home, which was another 2 nights. What a brother. I love you, bro. There's a massive hole in my heart. Life isn't going to be the same without you. Got something for a laugh though, guys. I remember one night I woke up to go toilet, and this was about when he was probably 13 or 14. I walked past Mum and Dad's room, and Ned was on his hands and knees, commando style, crawling up to Dad's bedside table to pinch his ciggies. He wouldn't take the packet though. He would sit there and open it, pull the tobacco out, put it back, and put it back in Dad's drawers, while maintaining a solid eye contact with Dad's eyelids. So although you lived a short life, it was a full one. You had many careers, hobbies, and people throughout who loved you, throughout your life who loved you. You're a master of all trades and reliable at fixing everything. I can say you're a know-it-all because in fact you did know it all. You will always be with me, and I love you more than words can express. I've got a poem that I'd like to share too. To my wonderful brother, of all the gifts in life, however great or small, to have you as my brother was the greatest gift of all. A special place, a special time, a special brother can't replace. With an aching heart, whisper low, I miss you, brother, and love you so. Rest in peace, my brother.
Feels like I've missed you forever now, but the reality is this is just the beginning of a lifetime of missing you. Ned, my big brother, you were such a kind, beautiful soul. You always stood up for what you believed in. Being the two younger siblings, we spent a lot of time together. Ned taught me how to ride a motorbike, tie my shoelaces and write my name. But most importantly, Ned showed me what unconditional love felt like. Our home feels empty without you. I'll miss seeing your face every day and hearing your cheeky laugh. To my beautiful brother, you showed me a lot of things. I learned a lot I didn't know, but you forgot to teach me one last thing: how to let you go. I know you didn't mean to leave me sometimes, but sometimes we have no choice. I miss being your little sister, hearing my name called by your voice. I wish I got to say I love you before you were given to the sky. If God would grant me one last wish, it would be to ask to say goodbye.
I'd like to start off by thanking everyone here for being here for Ned. For all of you who don't know me, my name is Sam, I'm Sarah's partner. Getting up today and saying a few things for the man that brought so much light, joy, unconditional love, compassion and happiness into my life means a lot to me. My relationship and connection with Ned was like an older brother. He always looked out for me, close and from a distance. Ned was the kind soul that made me feel my most confident on my days where I needed it most. He could make me burst into laughter when I didn't think I could smile. He was someone that I knew I could lean on when I needed it. Whenever I'm lost, I will look up for guidance. I will treasure every memory with you. I love you and will forever miss you, bro.
I've actually just got a little moment that come to mind while I was standing up here I'd like to share. So we've been out jet boating one time, me and Ned, and we'd not long just repainted the jet boat and done it up. And we were coming down the Taranekau and we hit a log and it deflected us off quite good and ended up high and dry. We're both sitting in the jet boat and he just looks at me and he goes, "Isn't it funny, whenever you put a scratch on something you rub it like it's going to go away?" He says, "Bro, I think you should get out and give your boat a rub." I'll never forget that. Thank you very much, everyone.
We're going to watch now the photo tribute of Ned's life, and the songs that you'll hear as you watch the photos were taken from Ned's playlist on his phone. So these are songs that he knew and loved. So we'll watch the photos now.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and adventure? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? since you arrived. Since you
I get up, I get down, and I'm jumping around, and the rumpus and ruckus are comfortable now. Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow. So I got an apartment across from the park, put quinoa in my fridge, still I'm not feeling grown. Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to go.
Here we go.
So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song. Everybody come hang, let's go out with a bang. I'm way too young to lie here forever, I'm way too old to try. So whatever, come hang, let's go out with a bang. Feel like I'm gonna puke, cause my taxes are due. Do my password begin with a 1 or a 2? Been a hell of a ride, but I'm thinking it's time to grow.
Metronome.
Man, I'm up to something. Oodie-la-dee-do, thank you all for coming. I hope you like the show, cause it's on a budget. So oodie-la-dee-do, yeah. Come on, here we go, yeah. Come on.
Here we go.
So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song. Everybody come hang, let's go out with a bang. I'm way too young to lie here forever, I'm way too old to try. So whatever, come hang, let's go out with a bang. So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song. Everybody come hang, let's go out with a bang.
Here we go.
So put your best face on, everybody pretend you know this song. Everybody come hang, let's go out with a bang. I'm way too young to lie here forever, I'm way too old to try. So whatever, come hang, let's go out with a bang.
Here we go.
A good idea just to take a bit of silence now and think about those things we've heard and the photos, and just give our own thanks for Ned's life. So let's take a moment or two of silence. We give thanks for Ned and the years we shared with him, and the good that we saw in him, and the love and the friendship we received from him. Give us strength and courage that we need now to leave him in God's care, knowing that he is wrapped in God's feathered cloak of love. We're going to hear now a couple of readings from read by Kay Hill and then by Vicky Hall, if you'd like to come.
As I sit in heaven and watch you every day, I try to let you know with signs that I never went away. I hear you when you're laughing, and I watch you as you sleep. I even place my arms around you to calm you as you weep. I see you wish the days away, begging to have me home. So I try to send you signs, so you know you're not alone. Don't feel guilty that you have a life that was denied to me. Heaven is truly beautiful, just you wait and see. So live your life, laugh again, enjoy yourself, be free. Then I know with every breath you take, you'll be taking one for me.
Kia ora koutou. Let Me Go by Christina Rossetti. When I come to the end of the road and the sun has set for me, I want no rights in a gloom-filled room. Why cry for a soul set free? Miss me a little, but not for long, and not with your head bowed low. Remember the love that we once shared. Miss me, but let me go. For this is a journey we all must take, and each must go alone. It's all part of the master plan, a step on the road to home. When you are lonely and sick at heart, go to the friends we know. Laugh at all the things we used to do. Miss me, but let me go.
Well, how do we make sense of what has happened? When we go out from here today, what will we take with us? You see, we have a choice. Do we want to find blame for what's happened, or eat ourselves up with guilt because we think that somehow we could have prevented this accident? Or do we hear through the things that we've heard said that about Ned, the kind of person he was, and we hold on to those things that we saw in him in his short life? We hold on to the things that are good. How he was such a bonny, smiley little boy, and how he was there for people, and his laugh was so infectious. He was always connected with people, and he could do that across generations, and that was a gift he had. Family mattered a great deal to him, and more than one person has said they remember how when Grandad Les was passing, that Ned sat with him for the long haul. He didn't leave his side, and Ned's own death happened just the day before the anniversary of Grandad Les's death. Somehow there is a connection in that. And in the casket with Ned today, there are some of Grandad Les's ashes, and they will go with him to his burial. You know, we cannot change what has happened, but we can choose how we will live our lives because of it in some way. You see, we don't always get things right, and it's not easy, but we can hold on to those things that are good and bring us well-being. We can give a damn about others, and we can focus on what is positive and life-giving, and we can show kindness and love a lot, because it's habit forming if we live that way. You know, I go back to thinking that when Jesus lived among us, that was the kind of thing he was on about. His message was always about how we treat other people and how we care. It was people that mattered to him. And in the end, you know, that who we are is what shines out of our person, what other people see in us. Because we each have within us the gift of love. And that grows when it is shared and when it is nurtured and nourished by other people. That's how it's meant to be, and that's how we reach our fullest potential. You know, we all have a spiritual dimension to us, and that is what connects us to every living thing and to something outside of ourselves, that is God. I thought over the last few days I wanted to share some words for Ned, and these are the words that I've kept coming back to me from Psalm 23, and I say them especially for Ned today. The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. He lets me rest in green fields, and he leads me to pools of fresh water. And most of all, he restores my soul. And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will not fear any evil, for he is with me. He prepares a table for me, and he anoints my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I believe that life hasn't ended for Ned. As Christians, you see, we believe that we're on a journey, and it's part of the journey that is not ended here. When we die, the real us, the inside person, if you like, journeys on in a new way of being in the spirit, and journeys right to the heart of God, where there is nothing but love. For those people who have passed, look back on us with love. So to you, Fiona and Mike, and to you, Ned's extended family, you will miss him so much. As you grieve for him, hold on to those stories and talk about him often. But know this, you can confidently commit Ned to God's care now, to a place where there is only love, and it is love that lasts forever. So to you, Ned, may the road rise before you, and the wind be always at your back. May the rain fall gently on your face, and the sun shine lightly on your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. I'd like you to share with me the words of the Lord's Prayer that are printed for you in the order of service. So together we pray. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Will you please stand as we commit Ned to God's care? There is nothing in life or death, the world as it is, or the world as it shall be, nothing in all creation that can separate us from the love of God. So Ned, go forth from this world in the love of God the Father who created you, in the mercy of Jesus Christ who redeemed you, and in the power of the Spirit strong and of good courage. Hold on to those things that are good. The blessing of God, Creator, Redeemer, and Life Giver, be with you and remain with you always. Amen.
Your voice ring clear in the evergreens. Am I who you thought I'd be? Am I what you pictured? Did you have me standing here in the wildest dreams? Oh, just like a memory, you never left me, just left too soon. I'll save you a seat next to me. Always at the table, hope you're not what you see. Push the stick.
Eta mate
wana e tamate ngaro. Roia o tira, te doi a tau wana e tau nei anas, 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 aue, hei!
Kia ora. Straighten up, so we're going to carry straight onto the road. So change your hands now. Now it's going to feel like you're going to be pulled in, but you're not. So, please come in close so you can hear me.
Very brief here. I'll just do the committal, then Ned will be lowered into the grave, and we have rosemary and things for you to put in there as well. And then the pallbearers, the family are going to fill the grave in, and so we'll stand and watch for those things. Since the earthly life of Ned has come to an end, we commit his body to be buried, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, in the sure and certain hope of the resurrection to eternal life, through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Ned, deep peace of the running wave to you, deep peace of the flowing air to you, deep peace of the quiet earth to you, deep peace of the shining stars to you, deep peace of the Prince of Peace to you.
if others of you would like to take Rosemary, then you're welcome to do that. I'll pass it.
Sorry.